walk. Well, I can tell you that there's one man who slightly unnerved me all afternoon around the studio while we were getting ready for the program tonight. At the beginning, he said he was going to hypnotize me. He thought I needed to relax a little bit more, in which case I would have nodded off to sleep altogether. And then he said, well, maybe I'll make you disappear, which probably would have been an instant relief to all of you. But however, here he is tonight. He's extremely well known, north and south of the border, Mr. Barry Sinclair.
Well, thank you. Well, thanks for the nice warm introduction, Gloria. And I'd like to show you one of the most baffling mysteries that I have ever seen in my life. And maybe I can ask you to help merely by holding this grapefruit, Gloria.
Certainly will. Do you bring your own breakfast with you to these sort of shows?
Never go without it. Thank you.
So it is an ordinary grapefruit?
Sure. Yes. And so everyone can see it at all times. Gloria, maybe you'd kindly hold it above your head where everybody would see it. A little higher, please.
Do my best.
Yes, it won't be long. Just about half an hour. Thank you. Now, if I can persuade some gentlemen in the audience to loan me a handkerchief for a moment. Anyone out here loan me a handkerchief for a moment? Is there a folded one? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. And your name is?
Jim.
Hello, Jim. How are you? Well, Jim, it's a little small for show business. You don't mind if I, well, I'm sure you don't. That'll go with your nose now, Jim. Thank you. Well, now, let's get down to somebody in the audience. Maybe Jim again, since you were sort of in the firing line there. Maybe I can ask you, Jim, to tell me when to stop as I shuffle through the cards. But before we begin, Jim, will you confirm that you are familiar with a pack of cards? That is, you do know one card from another. You do. Well, what is the other? Fine. Now that we've taken care of that, as I shuffle through the cards, you say stop anywhere. And if at any time you wish to change your mind, please do so. And Gloria, call up the grapefruit.
I'm still holding it up, yep.
Keep it up. Thank you. You ready, Jim?
Right.
Well, here we go. Say stop anywhere. You all set? All right, then.
Stop.
Well, do you want to change your mind? You are free to do so if you wish.
No.
You're happy. You're
Yes.
sticking there.
Yes.
Truly, you can change. You want to stay. Well, all right, and you have stopped me as this card. Fair enough? All right, and now the peculiar thing is you insisted on this card. Isn't that true? Yet all the cards in the pack, better show the folks at home, all the cards have red backs, except your card, which you insisted on choosing. It is the only card with a blue back. Well, thank you. I'd like to assure you that your applause will be canned and sent on to less fortunate artists. Thank you very much indeed. Well, now, Jim, as you can see, so you will know it when you see it again. If you see it again, I have torn the corner from your card. Fair enough. Could I ask you, just like the grapefruit, to hold it in plain view all the time here? Thank you. Just keep it up, just like the grapefruit, Gloria, in the air.
Haven't eaten it yet? No, still here.
Hello there. How are you? Attractive-looking young lady in the front here. What's your name? Anne. Hello, Anne. Could I persuade you to leave your handbag and join me just for a moment or two? She says, oh. Once you don't look into his eyes, here you go. Take my hand, Anne. Come this way. Hello there. You're not of a nervous disposition, I hope? Oh, you are? Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm going to ask you now, Jim, right? You have selected a card. What was the card, can you remember, by the way? The Queen of Diamonds, and you hold the actual corner. Isn't that true? Yes. Well, here we go. And here's the remainder of your card. And I'm going to ask, Anne, I'm going to ask you, Anne, to hold the card tightly between your finger and thumb. May I have your nosy clean hand? Oh. Thank you. Will you hold it tightly? Well, get the card a good grip, all right? Hold everything up there, please. You too, Gloria, hold it up. And in a moment, everyone is going to want to see this sharp knife. They all say it must be to do with a knife. Will you have a look and make sure? There's nothing mysterious, merely a knife. Do you agree? All right. Just hold it out of the way a little, please. And here's what you were about to see. In a moment, when I count 3, you let go of the card you're holding. And the card you're holding, Anne, will disappear. Fly through the air. And into that grapefruit.
Not into my grapefruit.
Right into your grapefruit. So hold it up. But above all, keep your mouth closed. We want it in the grapefruit.
Very difficult for me, Barry, yes.
You all set? But now, my friends, watch the air between the handkerchief and the grapefruit. You all set? You're feeling a bit shaky, eh? Don't you worry. All right, here we go. You let it go when I count 3. All right, and she's all set. She's all geared. Hold that grapefruit.
Oh,
steady.
I'm all set, yeah.
That's good. All right, hold that corner, Jim. All right, we've everything going for us here. Keep the camera right here. Keep it on my hands at all times. Are you ready? Watch. 1, 2, 3, look. Did you feel it going into the grapefruit?
I felt it, I really did.
Good, I'm glad. Well, now, before I go any farther, I will pass the gentleman back his handkerchief. Would you take care of it just a moment? Will you take care of the handkerchief, my friend, for a moment? So that's the handkerchief out of the way. Now, before I touch the grapefruit, I would ask you please to look at my hands closely. The front of my hands and the backs of my hands empty. And now, Gloria, if you don't mind, would you throw the grapefruit over here?
I hate
please?
to tell you, Barry, it doesn't look any different.
Whoops. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it didn't drop. We look really good scrambling around, running after the grapefruit. But look, keep the camera on me at all time. You are the eyes. Oh, can I go? She said, oh, no, no. My dear, you are the eyes for the audience. So watch carefully. All right? So far, so good. Well, you watch. Look, I won't even touch it. Will you remove it for me, Anne, if you don't mind? Would you open it up while I go and retrieve the corner from Jim over here? May I have the corner? Now, watch my hands at all times, look. Unroll it. Is it the Queen of Diamonds?
That's it, yes.
Well, let's have a look at the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, as Anne can testify, the card and the corner fit perfectly. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much for helping. Thank you. Oh.
That was excellent.
Oh, I'm glad you said. I would have said superb myself.
Well, all right,
thank you.
superb. I hope I never have grapefruit at your house, because I would hate eating all the cards from the inside.
I have a grapefruit tree in the garden with all different cards in it, so you're welcome to come down any time.
Actually, Barry, it's all sleight of hand. It's all illusion. I'm wondering how many years you've been practicing. I mean, is it a kid's thing as far as you're concerned?
Well, I love magic, and as you can see, people, young and old alike, enjoy magic. So it's an evergreen thing. It's a passport to almost any country in the world you go in. There are always magicians. As I said to you earlier, Muhammad Ali is a fine amateur magician. And I'm back from Miami lately, where I had a sort of a 3-day session of magic with Muhammad Ali. And he showed me tricks, and I showed him some tricks. But the funny thing is, I don't show him too many, actually. Truly, because he shows everybody how to do his tricks. You know, he does a trick, and then, truly, it's against his religion to fool people. So, the minute he does a trick, he shows them how to do it. So I didn't show many of my good tricks.
So he says, I'm the greatest, and then proceeds to tell them why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's
but I mean,
about it.
you obviously started then as a child, though, yourself, and practiced like crazy, did you?
When I was young, I practiced a lot. Sure I did. And I enjoyed the manipulation with my hands, etc. It was good.
But then, from a magician, you decided to take on hypnosis within your act. And, I mean, I would have thought that surely you can't just one day say, well, I'm pretty good on stage as a magic act, so now I'll try hypnosis.
I'll wake up and be a hypnotist someday. Yeah, people walk up to me in the street and they say, what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm a hypnotist. And they say, a hypnotist? You don't look like a hypnotist. I say, well, I know it's my day off. Others say, oh, she's a real fan over here. But others come along and they say, what do you do for a living? I say, well, I do a one-man show. I say, one-man show? Who's in it? I say, well, I am. What do you mean, who's
But you
in
know
it?
the point I'm making. I mean, how did you actually pick up the hypnosis part? I mean, did you always have a feeling for persuasion or what?
Right. Well, a good car salesman, in a way, is a hypnotist. You walk in, you don't want to buy a car, and he talks you into it. And when you get home, you say, gosh, why did I buy that? How often have you bought something, you're excited by a persuasive salesman at the spur of the moment, you get excited, you get it home, and then you never use the object. These people, in their way, persuade you, they hypnotize you momentarily. I feel I have brought it from the science of hypnotism to an art, where you can get an adult to believe he is a chicken almost within seconds. He thinks he's a chicken laying a square egg, or a man thinks he's pregnant very quickly, and it's really fast.
Now, that really is persuasion.
Oh, it sure is, especially when he's trying to persuade some girl to marry him and take care of him. There are going to be 3 of us now, and they say some funny things, the audience. Just a couple of weeks ago, this man thought he was pregnant, and he was saying to the girl, you've got to marry me, because, you know, there are going to be 3 of us. And she says, well, "Well, you told me you were on the pill," she said to him. And he said, "Well, you know, the pill gives me headaches."
Well, Barry, we should actually make it clear that you weren't able to do hypnosis tonight because there's a law actually against doing hypnosis on either radio or television.
I am so persuasive that it is the act they dare not show on television. Yes. So,
anyway.
Well, people can be persuaded at home, yes, to do maybe funny things even at home. But nevertheless, it is a useful tool that helps people stop smoking or lose weight or do anything. I have a clinic in Dublin that's going very fine, and people say, "When are you coming to open one in Belfast?" And maybe in the new year, if I get time, I'll do such a thing.
Well, Barry Sinclair, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and
My
gentlemen.
pleasure.
Well, after the break, we'll be taking a very good look ahead, actually, to 19...